Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato.
I'm Hakeem Samu.
And welcome to Mindbreakers. Gonna bring up our wheel now. Bam. And give it a spin.
Survey says...
Street trash. Okay, street trash. A liquor store owner sells alcoholic beverages to homeless people, unaware of what the bottles actually contain. Toxic brew.
Sounds like the start of a Marvel movie.
Might be, but you have any theories on how this... Well, expectations for this one?
I'm expecting someone to get superpowers from this toxic brew or someone to die.
The latter. I first saw this one with a friend of... I think a mutual friend called Tony many, many years ago.
And what did you think of it?
It's a special movie.
That's reassuring. I don't know what I'm in for.
Oh...
With a title like Street Trash.
Pain and bewilderment, my friend. Pain and bewilderment.
I don't need this.
Are you tired of the same old routine?
My wife, my
Busting
business.
your hump and getting nowhere?
This just ain't my day.
The boss, is he always on your back?
Nice, the ass belongs in your chair, not in your lap, which is where you keep trying to put it. You bastard!
The wife.
You know?
And the kids.
Is that right?
They never listen.
I hate to see him pissing his life away in them goddamn computers.
Do you ever feel like forgetting the whole thing?
You think I got it easy?
Well, now you can.
I'm talking about life!
Drop out and join the ranks of the few. The filthy. The trash.
I got my own place, a condominium.
Where else can you live for free? And eat for even less? Well, be forewarned. Freedom has its price. Yes, there's always a snake in the Garden of Eden.
What you got for me today?
Today, Tenafly Viper. $1.
Here's to you, pussy. Don't drink my Viper. Watch.
What's the matter? You can't hold your liquor, huh?
Street trash. It's easy to find us. We're all over the place. Street trash.
So, street trash.
I can't believe you made me watch that.
I didn't make you watch it. The wheel made you watch it.
The wheel is cursed. What was that? What?
The Freddy got fingered of horror, I guess. No, I'm not saying that as a compliment. Don't worry.
Let me ask you a question. What is the plot of that movie? What was the plot?
Well, they're investigating the Hobbo mafia.
The Hobbo Mafia.
The Hobbo mafia.
Let those two words sink in. The Hobbo Mafia.
Yeah, the Hobbo mafia.
I feel like this is RoboCop 3. Why is there a Hobbo Mafia?
Okay, this is a damn lot better than a RoboCop 3.
True, Detroit was a mess, but there wasn't... What was Hobbo Mafia? Like, run by a dude who had non-flashbacks? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Vampire... I'm not even gonna say that word. I can't... what was the name of the bad guys in Nam? The
Viet Cong?
Viet Cong.
Vampire?
Vampire Viet Congs. That's what they were.
Right, that was a flashback he had.
And then he made a shiv out of a femur.
Yes.
Don't even get me started on the keep away with the dick.
We'll get to that.
Oh my god. What did you think of the movie?
Well, I'd already seen it once before, so... I mean, I've seen worse. At least it was entertaining.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay, I'm amazed you kept questioning its logic after the dick.
The movie made no sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to the point with the dick, and you still kept questioning the film. Usually that's when you just give up.
I gave up when I saw the cop. It's like, where's the police force in this movie? Like, who's protecting the people? Like, one dude got pulled out of his car and killed. Like, where are the police? Where are the police?
Well, it's Detroit in the world of RoboCop. They're on strike, remember?
Okay. That actually makes sense. There's one cop running around doing everything by himself, and he gets stabbed.
Three cops.
I'm not
There's the cop, the one with the Mickey Mouse shirt who looks like Daniel Radcliffe, and the coroner.
I wasn't counting.
Okay, let's not count the coroner. He's not really a cop.
There wasn't a single person in a police uniform in this movie.
Nope. They just hire Magnum PI to be the police force?
Yes. And
this movie would have benefited from Magnum PI's presence.
Who decides to find 60-year-old alcohol and sell it? It wasn't even wine. You found 60-year-old alcohol and you try to sell it?
So we started in a liquor store. No, we started with this weird bearded fella.
Sneaking into
who sneaks into a liquor store, then gets run out, and then we get this really dark version of the opening song from Aladdin. Well, the second song from Aladdin, the One Jump.
Yes,
because the first song is Arabian Night.
Yes, and he runs into a burning building that there was no fire.
But he runs into a building, and then so he could steal people's stuff. He says the building's on fire, while being chased by another hobo.
Okay, the building wasn't actually on fire?
No.
Then why was everybody else running?
Because they believed him. That's what you questioned in this?
There are a lot of things I question. But the biggest thing I'm going to question is the store scene.
Yeah.
The store scene where the guy puts everything in his pants, and for some reason everything fits.
We'll get to that one too. So he escapes. He goes to the liquor store. Buys a bottle of this Viper, which a guy found in a wall in a big crate, and decides to sell it.
Yes,
Viper, which is like it's kind of green, the booze, and it's in kind of a whiskey flask.
I thought the bottle was green. The alcohol was like red.
The bottle's clear. I thought. Well, the alcohol looks like it looks like gasoline.
Okay, that is also true. Yes.
And it has a red cap and a label that looks like an album, like that Boston album cover with the spaceship.
Yes. My favorite part was everyone melting. To be honest,
he decides to sell this booze for $1. Our bearded hobo. Sorry. Verbal typo. Our bearded hobo character,
who is sort of the main character.
I think he's the protagonist. He buys some, and then some guy because after he gets roughed up by
I'm guessing Hobbo Mafia's henchman,
member of the Hobbo Mafia. He gets the liquor pickpocketed from him by a guy with a crutch.
Yes.
And the guy with the crutch drinks it, and he melts. His color is blue, by the way. And he melts into a toilet.
Yes.
And his skeletal hand is left gripping the toilet flushing chain, because it's obviously one of those toilets.
Yes. I didn't think it did flush. It was in a destroyed building.
Well, it didn't flush, but he was trying to pull himself out of the toilet.
Yes. I liked different people melted in different colors.
Yep.
One guy melted in blue, one guy melted in yellow.
One guy exploded in red.
Yes, the store owner melted in orange.
One guy melted in purple.
Oh, the purple guy. And there's the woman who melted in brown?
Yeah, I don't know. Green. Green! She was green.
Okay, she was.
Okay, I wasn't paying much attention to that melting because it was the most unpleasant and kind of squicky melting we had.
She put her hands in her body and started scratching it.
It actually looked the most painful because it was the most disturbing melting. The others are kind of goofy.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay, I think it's because she was the best actress and portrayed pain the best out of all of them.
I don't know. The guy who got the yellow stuff on him was pretty good too.
Oh, he was good. Apparently, even the melted bits of people, if it hits your flesh, it will melt it. But it will only kill you if you ingest it, because Because what it melts into is acidic, and that happens from your esophagus outwards.
I mean, the guy with the yellow stuff on him died, but the Hobbo Mafia Don got stuff on him and he didn't.
That's because the other guy didn't die, he just had his face melted off.
Even worse.
I don't know. We've established this is the Marvel movie. Guess that's the Red Skull's origin for this. Maybe Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo has a fucking face.
Yeah, he does, but you never actually see it.
You see it once.
I don't remember seeing it.
I mean, he doesn't have a fucked up face in Civil War, because Civil War didn't understand Baron Zemo.
That's true. But we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
And the random side plots to this movie?
So many!
The prostitutes,
Yep.
the mob guy, the actual mob guy.
Yeah. With the restaurant.
The restaurant.
The murder investigation.
The random hobo orgy.
The Chinese woman, well, Asian woman, I don't know.
Who wanted to sleep with a hobo?
Yes, working at the yard.
And that dude
The fat guy working at the yard.
Did he die?
No, I think he just got syphilis.
Him I wanted to die the most, but he didn't die. That's very unfortunate.
A few non-important scenes happen. We meet the king of the Hobbo Mafia, Bronson, because a bunch of homeless people are dogpiling on a car trying to wash it.
Yes.
He looks at people in a car. The guy in the car starts talking to him, like talking about just like you guys used a nom. How he knows he was a nom, I don't know. So the Bronson reaches into the car, grabs him, pulls him out, smashes his head through the windshield, and leaves.
Bronson was straight up insane. A lot of the things he did had zero motivation whatsoever. Bronson
is what happens when you get bored playing Grand Theft Auto. Just, I'm gonna kill civilians. Because why not?
He literally killed people for no... He went after the boy at the end for no reason.
Did you want to sleep with the Asian woman?
I guess. I mean, he gave up that idea in the beginning of the movie. Is that what he was mad about? That the kid was taking a shot from him? Like he was...
Maybe?
He could have just threatened her with a shiv. I mean, with a bone shiv.
Yes, he always... By the way, he has like a human thigh bone. Not the top part of the femur, but the knee part of the femur just in a holster.
Yes. Was that the one he made by cutting off the other guy's leg?
Yeah.
And he brought it all the way back home?
Yeah. They let him. They let him do this. I'm surprised he didn't have a necklace of ears.
I knew Nam was fucked up. I didn't know it was that fucked up.
Okay, it wasn't that fucked up. This is a film.
It's a messed up 80s film.
So there's a cop with cowboy boots investigating the meltings.
One of the only cops.
Yeah,
For some reason, there's no police force. Just that guy, the coroner, and Daniel Radcliffe from the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, we meet Beard Man's brother.
Yes,
who is working with,
and who has no point being in the movie till the very end. He does nothing but complain.
Yeah, that's all. Well, he does show us where the homeless Hobbo brothers live. And there's a bust of the Hulk and a bust of Spider-Man.
I don't even know how he got them. But...
I don't know why they're there.
And how did they cook the chicken? The black guy stole the chicken from the store.
Well, he stole the chicken, some mustard, some honey mustard sauce. He was gonna steal a watermelon, because of course he was.
Oh, don't get me started.
Oh, by the way, black man who wears a gas mask.
That exactly. How did they cook the chicken they brought home? Like where was the grill? How did they do that?
Maybe he stole some already cooked chicken afterwards.
That's the only thing that makes any possible sense.
He steals a cantaloupe.
Yes,
because he can't steal the watermelon because it's too big. Like he's like, I'll take the
Like I want that dude's pants because that was ridiculous.
They're Gallifreyan pants. They're bigger on the inside than they are on the outside.
Pretty much.
They're like Hermione's purse in the Deathly Hallows.
Pretty much. I mean, he was throwing huge things in there.
It's actually kind of like my coat. Because the coat has pockets that go directly into the lining.
Actually, yes. It's a lot like your coat.
Magic wizard coat.
Like, the only thing that was obvious that the chicken was hanging out of his leg. But
Yeah.
other than
Why
that,
you got all that chicken hanging? Why you got all that chicken stuffed down your pants? I don't got chicken stuffed down my pants.
why didn't the manager stop him?
And
He
then
just literally walked out of the store.
he acts all offended and leaves, takes a paper bag, puts it on his head,
Yeah.
smashes through the window.
Yes. And that store had bars in the most random place.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily go through those bars. They served no purpose. But they were just there.
So what we learned from this, kids, is paper bags are the best defense against shards of glass.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the bag wasn't even ripped.
No.
Just walked through the window.
Walked through the window. Somehow cooked the chicken.
This was by far the strangest movie I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this before.
Grasshopper.
Like, I've seen, like, Mulholland Drive, where, like, nothing's in order, nothing makes any sense. It's up to your own interpretation. But this, I don't even know what to think.
Freddy Got Fingered of horror. I think they were trying to be bad. Because it's impossible to be this bad by accident.
Like,
Usually a film that is this bad by accident is shot on Shidio. And you can barely hear what they're saying kind of stuff.
that wasn't Shirio.
No, that was VHS rip, granted, 80s film stock.
This felt like a student film project. And they used all the budget on goo.
Yes. So it was a Nickelodeon film. Oh, now I'm just thinking how much I'd like to see the annoying kid from Good Burger melt.
Oh my god. That is so mean. I mean, I like Good Burger, okay? It was
I liked it
entertaining.
in its shorts, but a whole movie of that? That they somehow managed to get Abe Vigoda?
Who knows?
Who was in The Godfather.
That's who.
I think it was Sal was who he played in Batman Mask of the Phantasm. He was in that! The best Batman film!
I don't know. I like Under the Red Hood.
Okay, Under the Red Hood was really good, especially with its Bender Joker. I'll need a truck. And a new suit. And some guys, but not these guys, because they're kind of dead.
I liked that version of Thug Joker. It wasn't...
You know which Thug Joker I don't like? Jared Leto.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Let's give the Joker a grill. And not teach the actor how to speak through a grill. It's like they just put tinfoil on his teeth, because he sounds like this.
I still haven't seen that movie, and apparently he's not even there for long.
Well, that's because Jared Leto sent used condoms to Margot Robbie and dead rats to Will Smith.
What the hell?
Because method acting. Also, Batman sexually assaults Harley Quinn in the film, so that's...
I mean, there's method acting, and then there's that.
Okay, I'm hoping that wasn't method acting, because if that was method acting, that means Ben Affleck actually sexually assaulted Margot Robbie, which I don't want to believe was real.
Agreed. I'm gonna watch this movie and decide for myself. But I mean, like, she was treated as a sexual object in that movie the entire time.
Joker is sexually interested in Harley Quinn, and I don't think is how the relationship is supposed to work.
No, they're not.
It's a power thing for him.
He's apparently asexual, so like
he only wants Harley Quinn when Harley Quinn leaves. Then he wants Harley. But this isn't about Batman.
This is about street trash.
Street trash. Better film than Suicide Squad.
I mean, it was...
Melting the murder. Someone, the Hobbo, when the King of Hobos is kind of wandering around in the junkyard, someone pisses on him.
Someone pisses on the king? I don't think anyone pisses on the king of Hobbo. Oh, yeah! the keep away penis thing.
And so he does the logical thing you do if a dude pisses on you. He pulls out his knife and cuts his dick off.
How was that logical? That wasn't logical.
I'm being sarcastic.
You beat the guy up. You don't cut off his penis and play keep away with it.
And then they start playing catch with the dick. And we have, like, this really, like, this happy kind of, like, boppy, funky music as the penis is flying through the air. And, like, they shoot the penis flying through the air like it's some elegant, majestic bird.
Yes. He should have died from blood loss.
And
he probably
he's
did.
Screaming it, and he Looney Tunes to his penis being cut off.
Yes.
He doesn't know it's gone or that it hurts until he looks down.
And the entire time he's screaming, it's high pitched.
Yeah. And then he stops screaming. And he just seems annoyed.
Yes.
It's like, oh, come on, give it back! Like they stole his book. Like they stole his backpack.
They didn't cut his balls off. They just cut off his penis.
And it stays hard while it's flying.
That in itself was weird.
It looks like it kind of looks like they bought a dildo, hollowed it out, and stuffed it with meat.
That was probably their plan. I mean, there was a hole in it for some strange reason. Pretty sure the tissue doesn't work that way. Not to mention,
and then he hitches a ride back on a school bus after getting his dick back.
Yes. I mean, I don't think the school bus is on the way to the hospital.
And then he's out in the film. And that had nothing to do with anything.
I would be too.
None of these. I wonder if he was supposed to be in the rest of the film, but after reading this scene, he just left. It's like, they're not paying me enough. I'm out.
Yes.
I'm done.
And
I'm taking my trailer with me.
Exactly. The muscle cop that did not need backup at all. Why?
Also, the next plot relevant scene. Oh, the fat guy tries to rape the Chinese woman.
That was so weird.
But there's this chick vomiting in a red dress. And
don't get me started on the hobo orgy.
And she mistakes the bearded protag for her boyfriend.
And he takes her all the way to the junkyard. No one is that drunk. It can be that drunk when you think your boyfriend, who's clean shaven.
And then they fuck, and then all the hobos rape her,
kill her, and leave her on a shore.
The mob restaurant owner, who's apparently her boyfriend, gets angry at the bellboy who's waiting outside. And then
a subplot that wasn't really necessary.
And then following on that plot, then the fat guy finds the dead woman and has sex with the corpse.
See, I thought she was alive. But then they showed she was dead, and the cops, the last guy had syphilis, and you see him scratching his nuts. I was like, you literally had sex with a dead person. There's no movie that does that.
Obviously you're wrong. This film did it.
This movie should have stayed buried.
I can't let that happen.
I don't know why you dig these things up, and
it is my quest to follow that star. No matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
He sees a dead body and decides, hey, I couldn't have sex with the Asian woman. I'm gonna do the dead body.
So he interrogates the dead woman's boyfriend
and the bellhop,
and then the bellhop starts insulting him and like saying all this, like putting turtle wax on a goose instead of glaze. And like, hey, you guys have a witness protection program, right? Even witness protection doesn't work if the guy can hear you say everything you're saying and is looking at you.
Exactly. And that police station was so understaffed, I don't think he'd be... At no point was he safe.
So...
At no point.
And then the mob guy, Durant, sends a hitman in pink pants and a checkered suit, a checkered jacket, after Beardy. And then the cop beats Beardy up. And then vomits on him.
The mob boss didn't even see Beardy. He doesn't know what he looks like. How did he send a hitman after the bearded homeless guy?
They said it was a derelict with a beard.
It's the homeless people of Detroit. There are a dozen derelict men with beards. How did they know it was that specific guy?
They could. He had the aura of being the main character.
That junkyard is a messed up place.
Someone else melts.
Was
Some bald guy who looks like a 6-year-old Steve Buscemi. Not important.
that the guy who was sitting on the other side of the junk and he explodes?
No. By the way, this film about alcohol that melts people forgets about the alcohol that melts people for 40 minutes.
Yes. Yes. The entire plot device, main part of the story, is forgotten for 40,
What's on
30
the
to 40
damn
minutes.
cover?
And it's just a bunch of people arguing with each other. And then the film remembers that this alcohol is out there killing people.
And the cop fights the hobo, the king of the hobo mafia, gets a knife in his back, keeps fighting, and then dies.
That was square in the spine, wasn't it? That
was
smack dab in the middle. I do understand how that worked. He got stabbed in the spine, and then the lady started kicking it.
Interestingly, he got stabbed in the spine between the shoulder blades, but the knife was kind of like straight down. It wasn't horizontal; it was vertical.
Yeah.
That I mean, sideways I can kind of get because it's like slipping between the vertebrae. That broke one of your vertebrae. You shouldn't be moving.
Not to mention the lady kicking it inside.
Also being stabbed in the spine. You can't move below the point of that wound now. Ever again.
Yeah. But hey, for some reason this was the action part of the movie, and the cop got up and started fighting the guy. And I don't know if military training beats Detroit cop training, and he chokes the guy out. Like,
he kills him, pisses on him.
Oh yeah,
a lot of pissing in this movie.
Pisses on him, and then they bury him in rocks.
Yes,
like, and
then the fat guy explodes. Some guy who was trying to get money from him before now has nice clothes. Gets his the main character's second bottle of Viper and drinks it.
Yeah, because the main character wanted him to drink it.
Yes, and he melts purple. A black guy gets brained with a pipe, but is alive.
A metal yet rubber pipe.
Well, we do see a pipe. The king of the hobo mafia hit the cop with a pipe, which is supposed to be a muffler, but you see it bend,
yeah.
and they kept that shot.
Yeah. I don't think there was any fight choreography in that movie.
No.
They would like punch each other. Just punch each other.
I mean, I have some like from fabric and bolts of fabric and stuff, paper tubes that I can smack a man with and not have it bend. They're not cheap. They are cheap.
Like I said, they spent the entire budget on goo. And
then the king of the hobo mafia's wench, she drinks it and dies.
And melts in apparently, according to you, the most disgusting way.
Yep.
I would say I'm gonna say the guy on the balcony was the worst for me.
Oh, yeah, because you don't see that one. It's up to your imagination.
Yeah, and it just leaks onto the street. And
okay, the most disgusting one we see.
Okay, the most disgusting one we see. Okay, we don't see the mob boss. What's his name? The store owner.
Oh, yeah, because the bearded mob goes to tell him that the stuff is like melting people not to drink it. He has already drunk some and he's dying.
And he's just like, help me, and like then walking towards him as he's turning into orange.
Bearded guy's brother starts trying to have sex with an Asian woman. Then the king of the hobo mafia bursts in. Fights.
That was weird because all he did was put his hand on her, in between her legs, and she was like, I'm down.
I'm surprised it wasn't just cut, loud slap.
Exactly.
Like an anime reaction.
They had a casual conversation and he just puts it there and she's like, alright, we're doing this.
This movie should have been one of those ultra-violent, cheap, weird, poorly dubbed 90s anime.
Yes.
Like those really cheap 90s OVAs.
And I want to see real cops trying to investigate the meltings, but nah. We just had one guy imitating Magnum P.I. and Daniel Radcliffe, who only shows up once,
So it's chase scene with the King of the Hobbo Mafia. He gets a bottle of
He gets
a bottle of Viper thrown at him, but it just kind of burns his face.
Yeah, it burns the side of his face and his shoulder.
And then a giant can of compressed air gets fired at his head like a rocket and decapitates him.
Yes.
But the head's still alive?
Well, you have, 12 seconds to live?
Yeah.
And your brain still functions for 12 seconds, and then you literally, you die after that. I don't understand how the hip Hobbo mob guy had superhuman strength. Sure, he picked up the woman and threw her, but, she was thin. It was...
But she survived, and she survived that, too.
Yeah. I think he picked up the cop and he picked up the protagonist. And I'm like, you don't have that kind of strength.
The cop picked him up, too. Maybe they're just... They're both buff.
These are the strongest hobos I've ever
Okay, I don't think the protagonist weighs a whole lot.
That is true.
He looks like he's about 120 pounds. Guy looks like he can bench 400. Makes sense.
But as a homeless man, you shouldn't be that strong. Where do you get protein from?
Rats. And then the movie's technically over, but we have a kind of mid-credit scene of the guy being tortured and interrogated by the mob boss.
How did he get Viper?
I don't know.
He just had it in his pocket.
Deus Ex Machina. Viper Ex Machina.
And the mob boss drinks it. And you don't see him melting on screen, but he's dying and he's swearing the entire way through. But no one else was able to speak when they were melting.
Nope.
But so all of a sudden I'm guessing he's Italian enough to swear at the same time.
We can do that. We swear all the way while we're done.
And then the other guy is just like, yeah, I'm the Don now, because you're dying, and apparently being a bellhop means I'm qualified to be the mob boss now. It's so weird.
What will you give this movie? How do you rank it?
How would I rank it? Yep. I would give it 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Because I oddly enough, the dying scenes were really, really well done. No one passed along the memo to people that the Viper was killing everyone, and they were like, "Oh, alcohol. Let's not question it. Drink it."
I'm gonna give it 7 flying penises. Just that, no, not out of anything. Just 7 flying penises.
3 exploding 3 exploding fat guys. 3 exploding fat guys.
I recommend the people at home watch this.
I recommend if you want to fuck people up on Halloween, if you want to watch a scary movie, show them that. Show them street trash, because it's not. You're expecting jump scares, horror. It's literally just gore, for the sake of gore.
I think it was a trauma flick, Toxic Avenger and stuff.
Yeah, it makes you
Boston
think.
Nukem High.
It makes you think in the strangest ways. It's not technically a horror movie, but it's worth.
I wish there was some way I could put in the flying penis scene, but there's no way that's gonna get through YouTube's.
Nope. I mean, you can show them the guy cutting it off, and then passing it around, but that's about just him throwing it the first time, but that's pretty much it. After that,
watch it yourself to see the dick scene in the mountings. So,
be prepared.
I'm Eric D'Amato.
I'm Hakeem Samu.
And I don't know if he's ever going to want to come back with the show.
Oh.
See you all next time.